Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Thanks for joining us. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm going to give you a lot of good information today that you can use to help get you well and keep you well. Today, we're talking about home remedies that really work. Because as you know, if you're regular to the show, you know this. If you're new to the show, welcome. I try to give you information that you can take home, that you can use right after the show, incorporate it into your life. And if each time you listen, you pick up a couple of tidbits, little pearls of knowledge or wisdom, your life is going to change dramatically. I want to be your health coach. I want to be the one that you turn to when you have issues, but you learn from and you incorporate these things into your life for you, your friends, and your family. So home remedies is kind of fun. It's kind of neat. We're just going to go bam, bam, bam. If you have any questions, you can always send them to me through my website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. Of course, I can't answer them when I'm on the air, but I'll try to get to you as quickly as I can. Any health question you have, again, I want to be your health coach. I want to be your doctor. That's going to be my goal. That is my goal. It's been my goal for about 38 years now, and I want it to continue to be my goal. And so you guys can help me with that by asking questions, and if I can help you, I will. So let's jump right into some home remedies that really work, some that don't. I'm going to cover some things that are old wives' tales that don't work, and that's kind of neat too. One of them, my grandmother used to give me this, is peppermint tea. And peppermint tea is kind of cool. Mint has been used for thousands of years for as a health remedy. Peppermint oil can help with irritable bowel syndrome. That's a long-term condition that you may have cramps, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation. Irritable bowel syndrome is a good generic term. You might have celiac, you might have Crohn's disease, you might have irritable bowel syndrome. Sometimes you have misdiagnoses. The issue is that it almost isn't that important if it's misdiagnosed because the natural therapies are the same. Now, I'm not saying any of these things I'm going to teach you are to replace your medical doctor, replace your medicine. This is in addition to the other therapies you're doing. I can't tell you to stop taking medication. My goal is get you well enough so that you don't need the medication. That's the difference. So don't stop your medication. Don't stop your other doctor's advice. Just incorporate the things I teach you into your lifestyle and watch what happens. Results are usually pretty darn awesome. So if you have digestive issues, it seems to help. It's not going to fix the cause, but it can help treat the symptoms. Peppermint oil can also be used for headaches. You can rub it on your temples. You can rub it on the back of your head, depending where the headache is. Now, more studies need to be done as to why it works so well, but it seems to work pretty well. You can grow it. If you have even just a planter, if you take some mint and grow it, it will grow like a weed. Years and years ago, I planted mint in my garden, and I just thought it'd be fun to have it. I like the smell of it, make some tea with it. Well, every year now, it goes on rhizomes, it's called. The roots grow underground, and it pops up anywhere it wants to. Every year, halfway through the gardening season, I have to tear up all my mint because I have so much of it. And I've never gotten it all out because it always comes back. It's like a zombie. It just keeps coming back. So you can grow it. You can make tea with it. You can buy tea. Whenever you do anything, of course, try to do organic if you can. Less likely to have pesticides and chemicals and other issues with it. So if you can do organic, even better still. But mint is kind of fun, and you could just also hang it up in your shower if you want to. When you take a shower, it might release some nice mint smells to it. Along with that headache idea, another home remedy that might work well to help treat the symptoms is if you have a headache, put ice on your head or on the back of your neck and put your feet in warm or hot water. Of course, don't burn yourself, but as warm as you can get it. And the reason is what will happen is the blood will go to your feet and go out of your head. The ice will make the blood vessels constrict, so that'll kind of have less blood in your head, and it'll pull the blood down into your feet. Is this going to solve all your headache problems? No, it's not. But these are things that you can do in addition to other treatments. For example, chiropractic care is the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain and headaches. If you listened to my show last week, I kind of went off on a tangent, and I got excited about it. That why wouldn't you use the most effective, least expensive anything? If I had to get my house painted, I'd use the most effective, least expensive house painter. If I had to get my flooring done, I want to get the most effective, highest quality floors I can get put in. And yet, for some reason, we don't do that with our own bodies. We don't maintain our bodies like we do our car or air conditioners. We don't maintain it. We wait till it breaks. Once it breaks, we kind of go to the extreme to try to fix it. And many times we don't fix it, and it can get worse. We said that 25% of the healthcare budget in the United States is spent on fraud and unnecessary bills, administrative work, treatments that weren't necessary. So we spend a lot of money. We get the worst results of any country, any industrialized country in the world. We spend the most money of any industrialized country in the world. What we're doing isn't working. So what I'm doing today is kind of reaching back in time and coming up with some things that have worked in the past, and then incorporate that with modern healthcare, chiropractic, medicine, things like this. And the results usually are pretty darn good. People ask me a lot about honey. Now, I'm vegan. I don't know if you know that. I don't eat any animal products. Honey is a natural sweetener, and you can use it as a cough syrup. Just take a teaspoon of honey and take that. Many times it works just as well as a cough syrup. You can give it to children, but don't give it to a baby under the age of 1. There are bacteria in there, I'm pretty sure it's botulism, that can get the baby sick. So don't give honey to a baby under the age of 1. Extremely rare that anything would go wrong if you did. Just don't. Now, people ask me about honey, but then they say, well, Dr. Joe, if we don't do honey, can we do agave nectar? Have you ever heard of agave nectar? Probably have. When agave nectar first came out, I got all excited. It was a natural sweetener. It came from the cactus plant. It didn't spike your blood sugar like sugar and honey did, so it seemed to be the end-all, be-all. However, as time went on, I did my research, as I always do, and a lot of the research I do for myself. I want to know if it's good for me. Oh, and then, by the way, I'll share that information with you. So nobody loses in that deal. I like deals where nobody loses. It turns out that agave is high in fructose. Now, blood sugar is glucose. So what happens is you take fructose into the body, and it's not going to spike your glucose because it's not turned into glucose yet. The fructose goes into the liver and gets converted into glucose. So later on, your blood sugar might spike. But in the process of converting fructose into glucose, the sugar that we use in the body, your body produces a waste product. And that waste product is called uric acid. So uric acid is a byproduct of this conversion. Uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts. You might know uric acid from gout. Gout is uric acid built up in your joints. Now, as a chiropractor, a non-surgical orthopedist, a pain management expert, a nutritionist, I always want to try to get the patient the best results in the quickest amount of time. So if we're giving you, let's say, the best chiropractic care available, I'm not saying we are, but I'm saying let's assume we are. Or let's assume you have the best surgery available, or the best physical therapy available, best acupuncture, whatever it is. And you keep putting chemicals in your body that are counterproductive, you're not going to get the best bang for your buck. So you keep eating agave nectar or high fructose corn syrup, it gets into the joints, because the uric acid gets into the joints and it hurts. So, gosh, I went to the chiropractor, I went to the physical therapist, I had acupuncture, whatever it was, and I didn't get all the results I wanted. That's why every patient that comes in our offices, we offer nutrition evaluation. It's part of your treatment plan. We just make it standard because we want to get the best results we can. Now, if you don't want us to do a nutrition evaluation on you, it's fine. Say, I don't want it. Okay, fine. We don't want it. We won't do it. Save us some time. But we want to get the chemistry in your body right so that you heal as fast as possible. And if you're building up uric acid in your joints, that's going to cause pain. And you're going to say, well, I didn't get the best results, whatever it is. I wish surgeons would learn about nutrition. However, that's not their field. Their field is surgery. I don't know how to do surgery. I'm really good at nutrition. I'm really good at natural pain management, but I'm not really good at surgery. So in cases like that, many times we co-manage the patient. We'll do a chiropractic evaluation with them, a nutrition evaluation, digestive evaluation, co-manage it with the surgeon so back and forth we can make this thing work. And in most cases, the results are very good. I like to co-manage my patients. But back to agave. Agave, fructose converts into glucose. Uric acid is a waste product. Uric acid gets in your joints and it hurts. But uric acid slows down your production of something called nitric oxide. Now, if you've listened to my shows before, you know I'm a huge fan of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide gets in your cells and opens up the blood vessels. When the blood vessels open up, it increases circulation, allows blood to flow to every part of the body. The brain, the sex organs, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen, the kidneys. And if you're shutting down your production of nitric oxide, that can be very dangerous, and that could also raise your blood pressure. Nitric oxide opens up the blood vessels, which allows the pressure to drop. So people come to me all the time. I would say at least 5 times a day, someone is reaching out to me and saying, Dr. Joe, I have high blood pressure. What pill can I take to to lower my blood pressure. And I recommend nitric oxide, of course. But I also say you got to change your diet. And let's get to the cause of the high blood pressure, not just treat the symptoms. Many times, chiropractic care is the answer. You might have a pinched nerve in your neck, and that nerve is affecting the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve controls the digestive system and the heart. And just by simple chiropractic adjustments, I shouldn't say simple, they're not simple, they open up the blood vessels and lower the blood pressure. So we always try to come up with a natural approach to getting to the cause of your problem. If you're doing high fructose corn syrup, which is pretty much everywhere, by the way, or agave nectar, you're being counterproductive to your own healing. So I wouldn't recommend you do that. I don't like agave nectar. Bottom line, don't use it. If you need a sweetener, stevia would be a better choice. Lohan is a better choice. Xylitol. These are natural sweeteners that really don't have big effects. Now, if you use a lot of it long-term, you might have some adverse effects, but nothing nearly as bad as sugar, artificial sweeteners, and agave nectars, and high fructose corn syrup. So just follow my advice. Trust me, you don't have to do the research. I've spent 40 years doing the research. I just give it to you. It's a bump, a bonus. So I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, if you're just tuning in. We're talking about home remedies that really work and some that don't. Turmeric is another one. It's a spice that's been used for, again, thousands of years. And one of the benefits, it can help arthritis because it's anti-inflammatory. It can also help fatty liver and break up the fat in the liver. Now, there's some research that supports this. And again, the nice part about turmeric is there's no downside to it. If you take too much of it, take too much of anything, it's not good. But as long as you take the recommended dosage, it's either neutral or good for you. Most of the time, it's good for you. We have a turmeric supplement on our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com, and that's the one I take every day. And I take one a day as part of a protocol just to keep me healthy. Now, if I have a flare-up, if I'm out doing yard work, if I hurt myself, I might take 2 or 3 a day for a couple of days to bring down the inflammation and then go back to 1 a day. But turmeric is awesome. There are some claims that it can heal ulcers. It helps with skin rashes after radiation. Not a lot of research on that. However, why not give it a shot? That's the nice part about this, is it's a really safe approach. Again, don't overdo it. High doses, you might get a little gas or digestive concerns. But the supplement I take is on our website, drjoe.com, and it's just part of my protocol. There's no reason not to take it. That's the nice part about turmeric. Ginger, kind of along the same vein, ginger is awesome. It's been used for thousands of years in ancient medicine for stomach upset, diarrhea, nausea. Studies shown it works for vomiting sometimes if you have nausea and vomiting. Pregnant women can take ginger, and many times it settles down their stomach, so that's something that's kind of cool. If you take too much of it, again, might be an issue. What I do is in the winter, this is one of my little tricks, and I'm going to make videos of all these things, by the way, because I've been realizing that I live this life every single day, and you guys need to know this because I've researched it for years. I just made it part of my life. I'll buy organic ginger root, and I'll peel it. Now, somebody gave me a glove years ago that you can use a peeler with, and if you hit it, it doesn't cut your fingers. I love that thing. Oh, my God, it's like one of the greatest inventions in the world. Right there with automatic garage door openers and pre-chopped garlic. This is my life, my excitement in my life. So I put the glove on, I get my potato peeler, and I peel it the best I can. I put it in a food processor like a Vitamix. I covered about 1/3 or 2/3 of the way with lemon juice, organic lemon juice. You can buy the bottled one if you want to. And then I puree the heck out of it. You got to puree because it has strings in there. It kind of breaks up the strings. And then I pour it into an ice cube tray and freeze it. And in cold weather, I'll take out an ice cube of ginger, because it doesn't go bad then. Pop it in a cup. It has lemon juice in it too. And I'll add some hot water, and you can sweeten it. You can use stevia. If you use honey, you can use honey. Just make sure it's organic honey. And I have that every morning as my morning beverage. It's amazing. It increases circulation. It warms your body. It's an aphrodisiac, so be careful with it. I don't want to get blamed for anything. But ginger is awesome. Now, it takes a little bit of work to peel it. I understand that. But I'm watching TV. It's just watching TV. I'm peeling the ginger. It's no big deal. And it works great. And then it's frozen. So I just take out my little container of frozen ginger cubes, throw one in a cup, put the rest in the freezer again. And you can do, 24 easily. If you have 2 ice cube trays at 12 each, it works out real well. But ginger is awesome. And that's how I do it. I'll show you how to do it in videos in the future. Now, if you want to be part of this whole Dr. Joe lifestyle coaching program, follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. And that's my handle. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. and just follow us. Cost you nothing to do that. And we post almost every day. Little tips, little health hacks, little things that you can do to get well and stay well. And so now instead of giving you a big 2-hour lecture on something, I'm going to give you little bits at a time. And you can handle a little bit at a time. And you're going to learn so much information. And again, follow us on social media. It's free. So there's no reason not to do that. We send out a lot of good information. If you'd like to become a patient, again, I'm board certified in chiropractic, orthopedics, pain management, double board certified in nutrition, bunch of other certifications. So if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, digestive issues, nutrition concerns, go to our website, drjoe.com, and you can book an appointment right online. We would love to be your doctors. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. And we'd be happy to set up a time with one of my doctors to do a consultation with you to determine what's going to be the best course of treatment for you to get well and stay well. Some people come in just because they want to know what to do to get well. Other people have neck pain or back pain. Maybe they're in a car accident, sports injuries. They come in, and then we set up a protocol for them. So stop wasting time. The biggest complaint I get is, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I wait so long to finally take control of my own health? And my answer is, I don't know. On our website, we have over 3,000 hours of podcasts. If you're a podcast junkie, just go to your podcast server and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. That's our podcasts that we put out on a podcast service. The website, just search whatever you're looking for in the search bar. We have podcasts there. If you go to the website, you can actually look chronological orders, all the shows I've ever done and lectures and podcasts I've done. So much information. We want to be your doctors. We want to help you get well and stay well. We even formed a elite Facebook group, private group, where once a week we all get together and we do coaching. We have experts come in. People that have coached me in my life will come onto the Facebook group and coach there. If you want information about that, let us know. Just send me a message through the website, drjoe.com, and we'll send you information about those Facebook groups. We have 2 different levels, like the regular and the VIP. Definitely do the VIP, folks. It's amazing how much information you're going to get. So I'm doing everything we can to try to get you the information that you need. If you want to become a patient, drjoe.com. Normally, the first visit is $940. That's the first visit and half of the second visit. For my listeners, I've reduced that to $299. That's an exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays, complete nutrition evaluation. X-rays alone are going to usually cost you more than $299. So if you're serious about wanting to get well, become a patient, send me information. I'll send you, if you send me a link or your email address, I'll send you information about our Facebook groups. We want to do everything we can to coach you. I want to be your coach. I want to get you well and keep you well. All right, so drjoe.com. And again, if you have questions, you can send them to me through the website as well. But just become a patient. Stop suffering needlessly. We accept all people with all insurances. It depends what your coverage is, but we accept you as a patient. Car accidents, as soon as you're in a car accident, call my office. Well, maybe the next day. And get in. Don't get scammed. There's scammers all over the internet. They get your information from the internet. They call you up, tell you to go to certain doctors, certain lawyers. That's a scam. Never fall for that, please. All right, other things, that home remedies that actually work. Romance. Keep it clean, as it's a kid's show. But romance. So that whole excuse of not tonight, dear, may not turn out to be a valid excuse. Romance, again, trying to keep it clean, can help ease pain with certain types of headaches, especially migraines. It's been shown to improve heart health, ease stress, boost mental alertness, increases chemicals in your brain like dopamine, which is a pleasure neurotransmitter, oxytocin, which is a neurotransmitter that's a bonding neurotransmitter, so you get close to the people you're with. Phenylethylamines are released. So there's so many different chemicals that are released when there's physical contact with somebody, wanted physical contact. So it's really great. So the excuse of not tonight may not be valid anymore. Just a little home remedy that might work. Green tea. This is a great drink. It does have some caffeine in it. I cannot do caffeine. If I do caffeine, even a little bit, I get a headache. I had breakfast the other day with my good friend Clark Howard. If you're from Atlanta, you might know who he is. And I said to the waiter, I said, can I have something that doesn't have caffeine in it, a tea? So he brings me a cup of tea. I said, no caffeine? He says, yeah, no caffeine. And I drank about a quarter of the cup. I had a headache that night. Well, it turns out it was decaffeinated tea, not caffeine-free tea. There's a difference. Caffeine-free means there's no caffeine at all. Decaffeinated means they took out some of the caffeine. Not all of it, some of it. But green tea does have some caffeine, but it has a chemical in it called EGCG, and that may help your heart. It may help certain types of cancer, like skin, breast, lung, colon cancer. So green tea is a good choice of drinks, way better than coffee. Because coffee is the most highly sprayed food there is as far as pesticides go. So the most pesticides of any food out there you're going to find in coffee. So you want to avoid coffee. If you're going to drink coffee, make sure it's organic. An organic decaf is better yet. But green tea is a better choice. Ginger is an excellent choice. There's plenty of herbal teas out there. Usually when I'm doing a talk, if I'm giving a lecture or a radio show or podcast, I'll drink slippery elm tea. That's what I have in front of me right now, as a matter of fact. Slippery elm tea is very good for your throat, very good for your digestive system. You can do peppermint. We talked about that. There's all sorts of great teas out there. Try different ones. There's anise tea, which tastes like licorice. I like that one. There's pumpkin teas now. There's spice teas. So there's so many different types of teas. I really want you to go in that direction if you can. If you're trying to quit coffee, again, if you were a member of our Facebook group, our hack group, it's called Health Plus Academy. If you remember the group, one of the things I teach in that group is you want to have 1 tablespoon of coffee or whatever it is, soda, every hour. Take 1 tablespoon an hour, and that'll slowly wean you off that caffeine addiction. I won't give you all the details of the biochemistry of and neurophysiology of caffeine, but it's not good for you. It has some benefits, but the bad side far outweighs the good side. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and we're talking about health hacks that really work, things you can do at home. And that's what I try to do. Every time we have a show, every time we have a podcast or a lecture, I try to give you information that you can use for your friends and your family. One of my favorites, because I grew up in an Italian family, is garlic. Some studies show that people who eat more garlic are less likely to get certain types of cancer. Now, garlic supplements don't seem to have the same effect. You got to have the real thing. It can help lower blood cholesterol and blood pressure. Might help a little bit as part of a protocol. But garlic is also antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial. And so it can be used to help the immune system as well. In fact, if you go to our website, drjoe.com, if you listen to the show, you know I'm a big fan of supplements. And the minimum supplements people should take are Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. They're 2 powders. They taste great. Once people take them, even for a couple of days, every day I get emails, how did I live without this stuff? This stuff is amazing. So you can go to our website, drjoe.com, order it. We'll ship it to you. Come pick it up at one of our offices, save some shipping. But we have a supplement. I don't talk about it much. It's called Dr. Joe's Seasonal Tonic. Now, I used to make this for my patients, and it turns out I'm not allowed to do that because I don't have a food license. So I have it manufactured now. And it's ginger, horseradish, cayenne pepper, onion, and garlic, and we puree that in an apple cider vinegar and then let it ferment. Very strong flavor. You can imagine garlic and ginger and horseradish and cayenne pepper. But boy, let me tell you, it's great. If I start feeling like I'm coming down with something, it's just amazing. It says take it once a day. I take it once an hour when I'm not feeling well. It's all food, so no problem with it. But boy, it works great in most cases. So garlic is something you can incorporate into your life. I plant it. I plant it in the fall in my garden, and then in the spring it starts to pop up. And then by the time my other plants are ready to plant in the springtime, the leaves on the garlic start to turn brown. That's when it's time to harvest the garlic. It grows so easy, almost no maintenance. If you have any type of dirt, stick some garlic. Just buy a bulb of garlic, take off the cloves, and put it in. The pointy part up. Otherwise, it won't grow right. So you can grow your own garlic. My father always did this, and it's great. It's just fun. It's easy. And garlic is cheap. It's not like you're saving a ton of money. But I like going out to the garden, pulling out some garlic, and making my own. Eat my own garlic. I really enjoy that. So as an Italian, that's important to me. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. I have to go to a break. Don't go anywhere. If you have any healthcare questions, want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Thanks for being with me. I do appreciate that. Hopefully, if you listen to the first part of the show, we gave out a lot of good advice on home remedies that really work. I'm going to continue on that theme because I want you to have a bag of tricks. I want you to be able to say, ooh, I got a headache, I can do this. Ooh, I got a sore throat, I can do this. Ooh, I got digestive issues, I can do this. I want you to take control of your own health because there are things that you can do that you don't have to come rushing to us for. Now, if it's something outside of your scope of capabilities, then I want you to come see us. But if there's things you can do at home, I'd much rather do that because you then have control. And every time you have a little victory when it comes to healthcare, you say, oh, I want more. It's human nature. It's the way the brain works. I want more. What else can I do? What else can you teach me? What else can I put in my bag of tricks? And that's what most of my shows are all about, but this one specifically. Now, you might have heard that chicken soup is good for if you have a cold. Well, the answer is yes. However, you know I don't eat animal products. It's not the chicken, it's the soup that's actually good for you. So if you have mucus building up, warm liquids can get in there and help break up a lot of that mucus. Also, viruses die at about 102, 103 degrees. So if you're eating something warm, it can actually physically kill the virus, or chemically, I guess, or thermologically kill the virus, just by heating it up to the point where it dies. That's why if you start feeling sick, I want you to heat up your body. Hot bath, hot shower. Okay, I have actually a steam shower in my house. And it was, I don't know, a little expensive, not terrible. But let me tell you, it was probably the greatest investment I ever made when it comes to household items. I'm not big on household items. I have a very sparse house. I'm a minimalist. But boy, let me tell you, that steam shower, because I had my bathroom redone because I had to, it was so old. And I said, let me put a steam shower in. Put it in almost every day. I take a steam shower just because I like it. But on cold days, it's awesome. But if I start feeling a little under the weather, I'll get in there. I'll sit there for 20 minutes, raise my body temperature, and allow my body to help fight off the viruses. That's why you get a fever when you're sick. We know if it's a fever, it's a viral infection because the body is trying to raise the temperature to kill off the viruses. And so you can do this yourself. Take a hot bath. Now, if you're going to take a hot bath, throw some Epsom salts in the bath with you. And that will give you some magnesium to get absorbed through the skin. But these are just some tricks. So it doesn't have to be chicken soup. Any warm soup is going to work. Now, if you don't know how to make soup, it's really, really, really easy. You can go to our website, drjoe.com. Our first book I ever wrote is called Eating Right for the Health of It. And in that book, I have over 200 recipes because people kept saying, well, Dr. Joe, what do you eat? I don't know what to eat. What do you eat? So I wrote the book, and it's, been around for years and years and years now. And I have a whole chapter on nothing but soups. And it's all, of course, vegan, plant-based, soy-free, gluten-free. So it's really great. And if you don't know how to make soups, just look up how to make soups and get my book and try it. It's amazing. I love soups. I make soup. I have soup in my house every day in the winter. If I eat it or not depends on what I'm in the mood for. But I'll always make split pea. Yellow split pea is my favorite. My friend Larry passed away, unfortunately. He used to love my split pea green soup. Vegetable soups are great. You can make Asian soups. You can make hot and sour soup, vegan. So there's a lot of great things you can do with soups. But warm is very important when the body's under the weather. So keep the body as warm as you possibly can. Moist heat. That's what I'm saying. A shower or a bath is great. Along those lines, you can use water in something called a neti pot. Now, if you've never used a neti pot, it is weird. It looks like a little tiny teapot. And what you do is you close off one nostril and you pour the water in the other nostril and you tip your head sideways and then you let go and the water flows up one nostril and out the other nostril. It flushes out your sinuses. You have to practice a little bit. First couple of times, a little weird. But once you get the hang of it, amazing. When you have sinus issues, drippy nose, you're sneezing a lot, allergy symptoms, great way to clean out the sinuses. And also studies show it can help get rid of your cold quicker, which is kind of cool. Now, you want to use distilled water or cooled boiled water, and you want to keep the neti pot very clean. So you can boil regular water. I have a whole house filter in my house. That's another hack that I recommend people do because tap water has chlorine in it, and chlorine can kill off good bacteria in your colon. It's not good for you. Chlorine is bad. And it can have fluoride, which fluoride can get into your pituitary gland. It can affect your body and your immune system. That's why I never recommend fluorinated toothpastes. Never use fluorine in your toothpaste. I don't like it. I won't go into that today. That's a whole nother lecture. But I have a whole house water system. I use the company, because I know you're going to ask me, what company did you use, Dr. Joe? Their website is purelifewaterga.com. Purelifewaterga for Georgia. Purelifewaterga.com. They did a great job. It's not cheap. A couple $1,000. $1,500, I think, is where you start out at. But it's worth it. Because I want to shower in pure water. I want to bathe in pure water. I want to cook in pure water. I want to drink pure water. And it's really important to do that. So anyway, that's the one I use. And I like them. I think they do a good job, and so I thought I'd throw it out there. Other home remedies. That's what we're talking about today. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Home remedies that really work. Cinnamon. Now, cinnamon might help control blood sugar for some folks who are pre-diabetic or diabetic. So cinnamon works really well for stabilizing blood sugar. There's another supplement called Gymnema, Gymnema, and that also helps stabilize blood sugar. And I give it to all my diabetics. Now, my grandfather, my German grandfather, didn't speak a lot. Big mountain of a man, very stoic. But he'd give me little tidbits of advice through life. I don't know if we ever really had a long conversation. It was more tidbits of life. And he said, one thing he said was, always buy the best. It's always cheaper. When I was young, I didn't get it, but now I get it. Don't get cheap stuff. It don't work, especially when it comes to your healthcare. I wouldn't want discount brain surgery. I want the best brain surgeon in the world. I want the best chiropractor in the world. I want the best supplements in the world. So sometimes people say, well, Dr. Joe, I heard you talk about vitamin D. So I went to the big box store and I got this big box of it for $5 and it's going to last me the rest of my life. Well, chances are it won't. Well, it will last you, but it won't give you the health benefits that you need. There's a reason why things are cheap, folks. They're usually not as high quality. Now, sometimes you can get away with it. But when it comes to your healthcare, don't do that. You want to get the best there is. So, Gymnema, we get it from a company called Standard Process, and you can't buy from them directly. They only sell to healthcare providers. So if you go to my website I think it's under education, you'll see a link to Standard Process. You can click through my site to their site. They'll let you in if you go through my site. And Gymnema, you can order it. If not, we can order it for you. Just let us know. But Gymnema is also very good for stabilizing blood sugar. But if you're diabetic, you should be using cinnamon on a regular basis, like every day. And you can put it in with your Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. Another way to get cinnamon in your body. It's the minimum supplements I recommend every single day. Now, with Super Greens and Essential Source, it says on the label, mix with water or juice. I don't like that. I'm going to change the label. I want you to use plant-based milk, coconut milk, almond milk, chia seed milk, whatever milk you like. I like it way better that way. I've tried it with water. I've tried it with juice. I'm not a big fan of juice because there's a lot of sugar in it. So I need to change the label. So I would recommend you use it with a plant-based milk, and you're going to like it a lot more. And you can add cinnamon to it. Now, maybe a teaspoon a day, 2 teaspoons a day. You don't have to take a whole lot. But boy, is it great for stabilizing blood sugar. Cinnamon extracts may not be the best for you because if there's too much of them, it can affect the liver adversely. So use pure cinnamon. I know Sprouts sells it in bulk. I have no affiliation with Sprouts, the grocery store, but they sell it in bulk, and it's usually cheaper. So that's the way I like it. Now, talk about extracts. I want to talk about essential oils for a second. Essential oils are amazing. They have health benefits. They're good for you. They're great to deodorize the house. But if you're going to use essential oils, make sure you use pure essential oil and not an extract, and not something that says made with essential oils. Made with essential oils usually has a lot of chemicals, hormone-disrupting perfumes or parfums, not good for you. And then they add a little bit of essential oil. I want you to use pure essential oils, and they work well, much better. We kind of talked earlier about a hot bath as a hack. And hot baths are great to help with muscle, joints, tendons, increase your circulation. If you have back pain, be careful. Because if you take a hot bath, it might increase the circulation, which can increase the inflammation, which can make the problem substantially worse. So I tell my back pain patients, don't take hot baths until you under our treatment for a couple of weeks and we've stabilized the back. But I remember years ago, I was going to Wisconsin. I think I was going there for a wedding. And it was winter, and I was staying in a place overlooked a lake. It was just beautiful. And I hurt my back moving my luggage. So they had a tub overlooking the lake, and it was just great. So I sat down in the hot tub, and I couldn't get out. Couldn't move. Just miserable. And so I had to put ice on it, and it took a while for me to get the inflammation down. So just be careful with hot baths if you hurt your back. But other areas, like if you have regular joint pain or shoulder pain, that might work pretty well. Put Epsom salts in the bath. Epsom salts is a magnesium. Most of us are deficient in magnesium. So you can absorb magnesium through your skin, and it works well. I had a patient one time, and she had morning sickness so bad that I thought she was going to die. I mean, it was really throwing up, shaking, terrible. And she couldn't even hold an ice chip in her mouth. She couldn't get any water in her mouth. She was throwing up profusely. She was going to dehydrate and die. It was scary. So I said, how do we get water into this woman without, she's not going to put it in her mouth. So I told her to take a bath. And she got into the bathtub, and she said within minutes, she felt like a flower, just revitalized. Because your skin is a sponge. So anything that comes in contact with your skin is going to be absorbed. That's why you got to be careful with lotions and creams and deodorants and conditioners and hairsprays. All these chemicals get absorbed into the body. And so just, we've done shows on cosmetics already. I'm not going to make the show about that. But just be careful. And Epsom salts works well because magnesium gets absorbed. But think about that if you're putting aluminum chlorhydrate in your antiperspirant on your skin. That's getting absorbed too. What if you're putting parfums and chemicals in the form of colognes or perfumes? Parfum, by Parfum, is a toxic chemical. That's getting absorbed into the skin. You're using soaps and shampoos that have smells in them. Unless it's pure essential oil, that's getting absorbed into your skin too. Toothpaste, same thing. So anyway, I digress. Just be careful what you put in your skin. Ice packs, we talk about that. If you have an injury, I do recommend you use ice, not heat. The way you use ice is 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Don't leave it on for a long time. Don't use an electric heating pad. If you're going to use a hot pack, use it something that you can heat, dip it in hot water. If, God forbid, you put it in a microwave. I'm not a big microwave fan, but you can put something wet, put it in a microwave, and then put it on your body. Don't use an electric heating pad. It's dry heat. It dries out the skin. There are some studies that show putting an electrical field around your body is not good for you. Why take that chance? Just use moist heat. It's a much better choice. And even a moist heating pad, no. You can heat it up and unplug it. That would work. I don't like electric blankets for that same reason. You're surrounding yourself with an electrical field. I'm not a fan of that. So ice is good. Petroleum jelly. It has a brand name I won't use. Used for a lot of different things. It can keep your skin moist and prevent chafing. You can put it inside of your thighs if you're running. It can prevent baby skin from diaper rash. But here's the thing. Here's the hack on that I don't like. It's made with what? Petroleum. I don't think you should put petroleum in your body. So be careful with petroleum jelly. I'm not a fan of that. You can use vitamin E oils. That would be a better choice. Vitamin E creams, vitamin D creams. That would work better. Never use petroleum jelly when it comes to if you're using some type of birth control, especially a barrier method. So that would be a condom. It would be a IUD because petroleum can actually dissolve rubbers and plastics. And so be very careful not to use that. If you use that as a lubricant, you're going to maybe be very unhappy with the outcome, so to speak. Okay. Ear candling. I don't see a downside to ear candling. I just don't think it works that great. The idea is you place this unlit tube of wax in your ear, and it draws out the wax. Now, several things can go wrong. You don't want to push it in too far, of course. You push the wax in too deep. If you're going to do that, make sure you put a fireproof barrier around your ear because the ashes can fall on your hair and catch fire. Could you puncture your eardrum? Probably if you do it wrong. So just be careful with that. Now, my father was deaf. My father had a horrible accident before I was born, broke his back, fractured his skull, went deaf immediately. In fact, it's the reason I'm here. Because he used to say when I was a little boy, Joey, rub my back hurts, rub my back. So I'd rub his back and he'd feel good. So I got immediate gratification from rubbing my father's back. I got good at it. And so I was going to become a neurosurgeon. I digress here for a second. I was going to become a neurosurgeon and operate on my father's ears and bring his hearing back. A gallant goal for a young boy. Well, as I got into high school and I started playing more sports and I said I'm planning on being pre-med, I started talking to different doctors, and every doctor I spoke to said, don't do it. It's late hours. It's hard work. You got people yelling at you all the time. If people don't get well, it's your fault and blood. And so I remember my grandmother said, go talk to a chiropractor. They do something with nerves. So I walked into a chiropractor's office, hair down to my shoulders, 210 pounds, big brawny football player, flannel shirt, T-shirt on underneath, baggy jeans, and work boots. This guy couldn't have been nicer. He brought me in. He explained chiropractic. He explained how pinched nerves can affect the body and blah, blah, blah. If you need letters of recommendation to colleges, these are the colleges I recommend. I thought, this guy's amazing. Something's wrong. So I went to another chiropractor, same results. So anyway, I ended up loving the fact that these guys love their jobs. And after 38 years, I still love my job. So that's how I became a chiropractor. But my father used to wear hearing aids. And it didn't help any because he was really deaf. It just increased sound a little bit. But the hearing aid would push the wax in his ear. And so the ear candling helped pull the wax out. So it seemed to work there. But if you're going to ear candle, just be careful. And if you're just tuning in, I'm talking about life hacks that really work. And one of the life hacks, of course, that works wonderful is chiropractic care. Chiropractic care is the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain. So if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headaches, numbness, tingling, sciatica, neuralgia paresthetica, just come see us. There is no home remedy for putting bones back in place. There is no life hack that you can do for yourself. So that's where you need our intervention. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We would love to be your doctors. So if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. Book it right online. Call us. We accept people with all insurance. Now, it depends what your insurance covers. We accept you. It just depends what your insurance policy covers. So when you call, we can verify all that for you. Normally, the first visit is $940. That's exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays, complete nutrition evaluation. We've reduced that for my listeners to $299. So if you want to make an appointment, when you call up, just say you're a listener of Dr. Joe's show, and we'll go ahead and book that for you. I don't know why you're waiting. And again, chiropractic is great for pain, but we also work on nutrition. We work on digestive issues. We work on allergic reactions. And if you listen to the shows before, you know we go a lot deeper than just basic chiropractic. So stop waiting. Book the appointment now. If you're ever in a car accident, please come see us right away. You're going to get phone calls from scammers. Hey, come see this doctor, see this lawyer, because your information is now on the internet when you're in an accident now. Don't fall for that scam. I've never had anybody fall for the scam and be happy with it. The lawyers and the doctors make the money, and many times the patient doesn't get a whole lot, if anything, and you don't get the care you need. Regardless of the money, I want to get you well and keep you well. So drjoe.com. If you have questions, send them to me through the website too, drjoe.com. Now, this is interesting. How many of you drink coffee or tea and put milk in it? Raise your hands. I can't see you, by the way. But if you raise your hand right now, the addition of milk added to tea and coffee blocks many of the health benefits that the tea and coffee might have. There's phytochemicals in there, phytonutrients, and we believe the casein in the milk binds to the nutrients and it negates it, as if you never drank the coffee or the tea at all. So the casein is to blame for that. So the bottom line, finding that tea-induced improvement in vascular function is completely attenuated by addition of milk. So if you drink tea, it has phytochemicals and nutrients, can help your blood system, your vascular system. If you add milk to it, all the benefits are negated. So if you're going to drink tea, or if you're going to drink coffee, which you shouldn't anyway, please don't add milk to it. Now, the same thing goes with berries. If you add cream to berries, like berries and cream or berries and whipped cream, it blocks a lot of the nutritional value. So there are non-dairy whipped creams out there. There's coconut and there's soy and things like that. If you want to put cream on your berries, use those. Because the nice part is that the soy, if you use soy milk in your or other plant milks in your tea or coffee, it doesn't block the nutritional absorption. Now, if you eat chocolate, shouldn't, but I know you do. Milk chocolate. If you have milk chocolate, it can block the antioxidants being absorbed into your blood system. Same thing. The casein binds it. If you do dark chocolate with no milk in it, there's a spike in antioxidants and nutrients in your blood within an hour. So when milk is added to coffee, even a splash, it reduces the benefits, any health benefits there might be by 50%. Same thing with tea. If you have something like a latte, which has a lot of milk in it, almost 100% of any health benefits from the tea, again, I'm not a coffee fan, but coffee does have some benefits, are totally negated. Soy milk, other plant milks, much better choices. So these are the health hacks that I like to share with you guys. So if you have questions, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. My team of doctors would love to be your team of doctors. I want to be your health coach. We want to be your health coaches. So do me a favor. We post health tips every day online. A lot of them are health hacks. So if you follow us on social media, at Dr. Joe Esposito, that would be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. Follow us, folks. You're going to get so much information in little tiny bites. So you can just say, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And absorb what you want to. Ignore what you don't. You're not going to ignore any of it, but I'm giving you that option. But it's amazing what happens when I give you little bits of information. I've learned over the years that that's how it works best with patients. So when patients come in for visits, we usually try to give them a little bit of information. So at Dr. Joe Esposito, please follow us. If you're a podcast junkie, go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. And we have hundreds of hours of podcasts there. Now, when I do live broadcasts and live podcasts, you'll get information through social media, and then you can join us. If you go to our website, scroll down about 3/4 of the way, sign up for our newsletter. More health information. Newsletter is absolutely free. Why wouldn't you do that? So scroll down, just put in your email address. We'll add you to our list. We need your permission to do that. We archive all our shows, so they're all on the website, drjoe.com. If you're a veteran, if you have the VA as your healthcare provider, the VA can refer you to us, and the VA will pay for the services. So if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, tell the VA doesn't want pain patients. VA doesn't want any patients. But if the VA, I mean, I'm not saying they don't want patients, but they would love to have everybody well, is what I meant to say. I'm not knocking the VA. I love the VA. But if the VA sends you to us for pain, hopefully they will cover the cost. So that's kind of cool. So if you're a veteran, we'd love to have you as a patient as well. We do a lot of shows. We do live shows. We do podcasts. We do coaching classes. We have a special Facebook group right now that we're forming. It's called Health Plus Academy, and it's called the 1% Health Hackers. I want you getting 1% of all people that want to get well and stay well, because that's about what I find. Patients that really want to go to the extreme and get extreme health, that's about 1%. So it's the 1% Health Hackers. It's on Facebook. You can join there, and we meet once a week. And it's not just going to be me. It's going to be my coaches. It's going to be other experts coming on and working with this small group of people to try to get you the best healthcare information we possibly can. So I'm on a mission, folks. 38 years, I'm still on a mission to help get you well and keep you well. So if you want information about that, let us know. You can send us an email through the website, and I'll get you information about the 1% Health Hackers. You can also just look up the group, 1% Health Hackers, on Facebook. It's a total immersion experience that we do with online coaching. And the reason is that some people just need to be reminded. You need to be held accountable. I do. I meet with my staff at least once a day, every one of my staff members. Sometimes my office manager, I'll meet 2 or 3 times a day. I need coaching. I need help. And I need to be held accountable. And if you really want to achieve extreme health, if you want to be in that 1%, I want to be your coach. But if you'd like to make an appointment to come see us, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb, the Atlanta area. Come see us. Let's check your nervous system. Let's check your digestive system. Let's check your diet. Let's do a nutrition evaluation. Let's do everything we can to get you well and keep you well. You can book an appointment directly through our website, drjoe.com. The supplements we talked about, especially Super Greens and Essential Source, the minimum supplements, all the supplements we have are on the website, drjoe.com. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Thanks for tuning in.